Welcome to the Informed and Oblivious podcast, episode 11. I am Radio Star Phil, and this is Video Raymond. Can you guess what we're talking about?
I don't know, but I'm guessing I killed you.
You did. Spiritually, physically, and mentally. No, we are going to talk about pop culture and the media.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going to talk about everything Hollywood, music, all this stuff, and popular culture. But before we get into that, folks, as always, if you like what we do, subscribe, follow, give us a like, leave a comment, and you can find us on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify. But this week wasn't too crazy. Fuck the fact that we might go to war with Iran. Don't care. That's constant noise in the background now. We're good. Nothing else real crazy. So today we're going to go back to talking about like random shit, which is what I like to do the most. But the thing that's been on my mind a lot lately has been pop culture in general. And is culture dead? And if so, who killed it? The answer is the internet, but yeah. There's always the argument of like the 90s and the 2000s was the last time we actually had any kind of like real culture, and now it's just like recycled, regurgitated garbage and bullshit. Mm-hmm. But I like to hear your thoughts on it, and what do you think about what culture is currently besides just a new Marvel movie?
You don't think Skibbity Toilet is culture?
I think it's brain rot.
That's kind of culture.
I don't know if it's culture. I think it's the AI like poisoning the mind of the youth, because where that came from is just like AI generated videos. That's that's like the whole Skibbity Toilet thing. It's just random AI slop that then became like a whole thing. But no, everything nowadays is just remakes of old shit. Everything's just a new live action. Even the pop music is just like all old recycled stuff, which like really the thing that's killing me right now, for the most part, except for very few instances, how many like relevant male pop stars can you name right now, and what's the last hit you know of them?
Oof, you got me on the hits. I mean, there's plenty of pop stars. You got like Post Malone and Jelly Roll, Bruno Mars, although I don't know if Bruno Mars is as relevant anymore, but...
Yeah, but like, when's the last time you've like really heard like a male like pop star hit? And the reason why I bring this up is not because I don't give a shit. Keep the politics out of it. The thing that is so much the pop music today is just sexy female pop star singing about being a slut.
Yeah, always has been.
Yeah, but you used to have the balance. You used to have like, you had like the Katy Perry singing like, I'm gonna like baby be your firework with the fucking firework tits everywhere, countered by not Bruno Mars, but countered by what's the stupid, I can't even think of him right now, but countered by the male pop star of being like, let me romance you, like let me like whisper sweet nothings to you. And now it's just like straight up, we're just gonna fucking have sex all the time. It's crazy. And the reason why I bring it up is because I don't know if did you see Sabrina Carpenter like released her like new album
and
cover?
She's like on her knees on the cover, and everybody's pissed off about it.
Like as a dog.
I don't give a fuck. Everyone's like, oh, well, why would she do that? I'm like who gives a fuck? It's an album cover.
Super hypersexual.
Like, who cares?
No, it's not. It's not that I really care like one way or the other, but like hypersexuality has always been a part of pop culture and like counterculture in general. Like even going back to like the 60s, there's like, Prince making fucking, well, that's 70s, 80s, but Prince making fucking love to the Super Bowl crowd with his like penis guitar. You know what I mean? Like these things have always been there, but it's been like a subtle thing. And now it's just
it hasn't.
Yeah, it's been, dude, come on. It's been more subtle than like the recent days of like.
Did you see any Poison or Whitesnake video or anything like?
Yeah, but they were
it was never subtle.
But Poison and Whitesnake were like looked down on. They were like the counterculture. They weren't the culture.
Yeah, okay, I guess you got that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they weren't the mainstream. Like it was there. The not so subtle ones were there. Like even when we were growing up, like the Beastie Boys. But the Beastie Boys weren't like the mainstream. They were like the counterculture.
But Britney was. Christina Aguilera was.
Yeah, and I think that was the start of that, like, going into, like, fuck it, we're just not covering it anymore. But like I said, you used to have the male pop stars to, like, counter that to, like, a little degree, although they were overtly sexual, too, with, like, the Backstreet Boys and whatnot. But that's a little bit different with, like, the boy bands.
One of them asked his friends if he was sexual, and they all replied, yeah.
Yeah, the boy bands are a little bit different, but like you used to have like rock music and whatnot that would like counter it to some degree, where like even it wasn't so like completely overt. But I mean, like I don't know if you've seen a lot of these pop stars when they go overseas because they don't have the same public decency rules that we have. Like there's things like Dua Lipa concerts and whatnot over there where they're just like full like exposing themselves to the crowds. A la Janis Joplin in like the fucking 60s and 70s. People are like, I can't believe this. I'm like, it's happened before. It's just like, now it's just like normalized. But so we got the death of culture there where like music is just nothing but sex now. Nothing but sex.
Yeah, there's the bassist from Main Skin. She's hot, but yeah, she plays topless all the time.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Then we go into movies, and movies are nothing right now but remakes of old stuff.
It's all regurgitation.
Yeah. And when it's not just a shitty remake, it's a shitty remake where they're gender swapping or race swapping the characters for no fucking reason.
Or even when they don't do that, the fucking How to Train Your Dragon new live action that was absolutely fucking not necessary.
Well, it was cool because it was shot for shot, but they also did race swap a character. Astrid isn't white.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
whatever.
Not white or blonde. Yeah. The non-white, non-blonde Viking in the Viking tribe. You know, like what the fuck, man.
Yeah, I mean, because that was super, by the book anyway.
Well, no, but every other character is the same, but they swapped Astrid. I'm like, why? Why'd you do this? It's so weird. And the thing is, like, there can be cool instances of doing stuff like that. Like, I've always loved the Fate series. And the Fate series not only gender bends, but, like, race bends characters all the time. I mean, fucking King Arthur's a fucking woman.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck, man? Like, but it's an awesome series because, like, they make it awesome. And they don't go out of their way to be like, yeah, Arthur's a woman. In fact, you're a little bit confused because Arthur's a woman the whole time, and they keep referring to her as a man, and you're like, is Arthur a tranny? But not really, because then you go in the War of the Roses for Fate, and they had what was his fate?
Well, that stuff, by the way, might get a little bit confusing in translation because Japanese doesn't have male and female pronouns, so that might get weird when trying to translate.
Yeah, but they keep calling him him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they do that in the translation because they don't know what the fuck to do. In Japanese, that doesn't exist. There is no way to call someone him or her.
Yeah, but all right. But even in the subtitles, but
there's mom and dad. There's stuff like that. Like, you can describe that. So, father or brother instead of mother or sister.
Well, yeah, except
so if they're using those, then that would be that. But
yeah, except Mordred calls Arthur father.
Okay,
in the War of the Roses ones, but it's still female Arthur. So I'm like, in
that case, that would be weird.
And it gets really weird because female Arthur denies Mordred as like their child, and you're like, well, yeah, because it's a woman, so of course they would know if they had a kid or not. Like, what the fuck was going on here? I don't understand. But so like you think like, oh, like what's going on with that, and then they have Elstafo, which is like, you're like, is that a girl? But nope, it's a dude. And you're like, okay, so clearly, like, I'm not confused in the translation here. This is just like, but I love the series. It's awesome. It's a great series. Highly recommend for anybody that wants some animated binge the Fate series. Also, highly recommend watching a 30-minute video about the correct order to watch the Fate series in. Because the timeline gets a little weird. You can watch it in any order you want to, but like if you want to know what the like correct like chronological order of that is, there is like 30-minute videos on YouTube like breaking down like okay.
Otherwise, just accept each season as its own thing and don't worry about how they connect.
Yeah, but also accept that they do connect and there is crossover and it's all weird. But Yeah, so Hollywood's just regurgitating the same movies or making, again, live actions of things that nobody asked for.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of watching things in order, by the way, I just saw a clip of, you know who Sam Witwer is?
No.
He's been in a handful of sci-fi stuff, but he does a lot of Star Wars, like, voice acting. So did you ever play The Force Unleashed?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, but he's pretty cool.
Not the one with the ginger kid from
No.
the one before, right?
Not
The
the
Force
Survivor
Unleashed
series.
was with
This is Vader's failed apprentice.
yeah, that guy. Yeah,
It's a great game also.
Yeah.
But Sam Witwer's cool. He does a lot, but he does a lot of stuff with Star Wars, and he's a huge Star Wars nerd. So like when he's doing like his stuff, he'd be like, no, this character wouldn't do that. Like interjects to it. And, like, cool. But I saw a clip where he was talking about the correct order to watch Star Wars stuff in, and he goes, well, like if you're completely into this stuff, and like especially if it's kids, he goes, watch the Clone Wars first. And then start at episode 4, ignore the prequels for right away, go up to, have them, because like at that point, they've gotten to like know and like care for and like the character of Anakin. And then, the whole, no, I am your father is like a huge thing because like, make that connection right away. And he says, and after that, then go back and watch the prequels and run through that way. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but if you watch Clone Wars, you should watch episode 3 first. Clone Wars 3, 4, 5, 6.
What? So what he was saying is like, so that was like the reveal is a surprise of Vader being Anakin.
I don't like it. I think with Star Wars, you still start 4, 5, 6, and then you go back prequels, and then go Clone Wars. And then, if you want to, Rogue One, and then just ignore the new sequels. Just gone. And definitely don't watch the stupid, what the fuck was it? Not the, oh my God, why am I blanking? The stupid, Han Solo movie. Did you ever see that one?
I think so.
A Solo movie. Oh my God!
Did not make it. I definitely did watch it. Yeah,
that was so bad. They wrote that in a way where it's almost like the writers didn't know anything about Star Wars. They said, "Quick, tell me everything you know about Han Solo," and they just like vomited it into like one movie. And I was like, it's so bad. And then they made Lando like in love with a robot. He's like a robosexual. Dude,
robosexual.
Dude, he was, man. It's so weird. It's so weird. I'm like, why did you like make like Lando weird? Like Lando was supposed to be this like smooth talking, cool character.
Was he supposed to be that way, or did he just happen to be played by Billy D. Williams, and it became that way?
No, because the way he even won that Sky mining operation was he won it in like a gambling game. So like he had to be like a little bit of a smooth talker. You know what I mean? And because Lando does kind of come off a little bit gay, I would have been okay like if Lando was gay and that's what you went for. But he was in love with his ship's robot. It's so weird. And then the robot got uploaded into the Millennium Falcon. So that's why like Lando's in love with the Millennium Falcon because it's the fucking robot in the ship. Dude, it's so weird. How did I not
remember that part of the movie? Maybe I didn't watch the movie.
Weird.
I thought I had, but I don't remember that at all.
Dude, it's so weird. I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, what?
The Ewan McGregor show is good, though.
Yes. Well, but that's what I was saying. So ignore the sequels. Don't watch the Han Solo movie. Watch Rogue One if you want to. Then go and watch Rebels. Rebels was good. And then if you want to watch like The Mandalorian, the stupid Ahsoka show, whatever, like all the
I couldn't
Disney
get into
Plus
the
shows.
Ahsoka show. I liked the first season of Mandalorian. I haven't watched Andor yet.
Don't watch Andor.
Okay.
Andor is apparently terrible. And also like a critique on all the ICE stuff going on right now. Because like the latest like episode from what I heard of like the Andor thing, these guys are like space criminals on Andor. They're going and killing a bunch of like Imperial soldiers and shit. And then like for whatever reason, the Empire is checking work papers on Andor to see if you're there to work legally or not on Andor. Who the fuck in a galactic empire is checking work papers? Are you fucking kidding me? That's fucking insane. You are a galactic fucking empire. There's no such thing as non-legal workers. The galaxy is your territory. There's no galaxy outside of the Star Wars galaxy in canon. Now, when you get to the extended universes that people wrote books, there are other galaxies outside of the main like Star Wars galaxy, but that's it. The Outer Rim is because that's the outer rim of the galaxy. Past that is unknown space. And it's not fucking Star Trek. They're not venturing into it. Like, so the fact that Andor is like, they're looking for illegal workers, and then in this like last episode or like an episode or two ago, because like somebody was talking about it, and I was like, what the fuck? So fucking these guys are like committing acts of terror to like stop the Empire, which again, like how you feel about it, whatever. And then the Imperial soldiers are like looking for like undocumented workers. They go to a new thing, and they catch the lady there. He's like, I know you. You don't have documents. She's like, no, I need to help my family and blah, blah, blah. He's like, well, we could make this happen as long as you help me relax. And like goes into like basically like, yeah, I'm gonna. And she's like, no, I don't want to do. Well, you don't have a choice. And then she stabs him. And I'm like, what is up with this shit? Like, did you see the ad too for the new fucking like anti-Republican ad? Oh my god, it's so bad, dude. You might have to actually see this YouTube video because it's so bad. The ad that Democrats put out against the Republicans. It's like anti-Republican, like deport your girlfriend ad. Like, it's so bad. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, why is it always they're like, oh, like everybody's out to grape people. It's crazy. But basically, like the ice guy comes up and like he's like, and so this guy's like on a date with his girl, right? Mm-hmm. And the fucking and the guy, these guys come up and just grab his like fucking girlfriend, right? And he's like, who are you? He's like, I'm your Republican senator. And he's like, what are you doing? He's like, she's an American citizen. He's like, I don't care. She looks like one of them. And he's like, we're going to take her to El Salvador where she belongs and where she'll have plenty of company. And he like leans in weird to her, like basically like insinuating that they're going to assault her. I'm like, what the fuck is this weird shit all the time of like, why do we have to have like all this stuff like with the message like around like, oh, okay, this side's bad, but also everybody's gonna like sexually assault you? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, why do we keep like portraying this thing? It's fucking crazy to me. Like, so that's the third tier of this. So we got music, super hypersexual. We got movies, recycled garbage content. No new movies in a very long time. Although, recent one that I found out about, did you see there's a 5th John Wick movie that's out right now?
Yeah, it's a spinoff. Yeah.
Yeah, Ballerina. Did you even know that like that was out?
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, I knew it was.
Yeah, like that they're trying to like make it seem like Keanu Reeves is still alive, but he's definitely not. And then the third trifecta of this triangle is propagandized TV shows, which they always have been, but that's about like all it is now is just these new propaganda shows pushing messages one way or another all the time. And I'm like, can we just have good TV again where it's just fun, lighthearted sitcoms that we don't have to be like, oh my God, let me roll my eyes at this. I don't think people realize half the reason why so much of millennials and Gen Z are just going to anime is because anime is like the last outlet of creative expression with new stories that don't feel forced.
Yeah. There's a lot of repetition in anime too, but
yeah, in the genres for sure. Like you have the isekai things and stuff like that, which weird. Some isekai a little sussy baka, and you have like like the One Piece, and you have like the Narutos of the world. But again, it's the hero's story and the hero's journey that's still there and interesting and fresh. And even like out there, like animes and manga that deviate from it a little bit, like Frieren. I know you didn't really like Frieren, but Frieren's like a new telling of an overpowered character, where like And
I didn't tell you I rewatched. Actually, watched it from start to finish. I gave it a third chance. Enjoyed it.
yeah, you liked it the final time watching it through?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it because it's an overpowered character trying to relate to normal people in the world. It's kind of like the Superman dynamic from back in the day. How like Superman's story is told from him trying to relate to normal people of Earth. You know, same kind of thing with Freered. Overpowered, like semi-immortal mage trying to relate to the normal short-lived humans around her. Like I like that. Or even like Delicious in a Dungeon was like really good.
that was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Like even the Blood of Zeus was okay. I didn't like the ending, but like the Blood of Zeus was like pretty good. And that's the thing. Like these risk-taking things don't really happen anymore in TV shows. It's only really in like anime and manga where they're like, we don't give a shit. We're gonna tell our story. And
did you watch Baki?
Yeah, I love Baki. Baki's amazing.
Did you watch all three of them?
Yes, yes. And I even watched the one with the crossover movie between them and the underground fighting arena thing, which is awesome.
Yeah, they said this is not canon; it's just here for fun, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the same thing with like akin to those fight things is do you watch Record of Ragnarok?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one's also awesome.
Yeah. What's the one that's like exactly like it, and I get them confused?
Like Record of Ragnarok?
Yeah, there's Record of Ragnarok, and like the same time, like the sequels have both come out at like the same time. And I get the two shows confused.
I don't know of anything like Record of Ragnarok where it's the gods fighting.
Yeah.
There's like the god the god of high school or whatever, where the guy's like the Monkey King.
Well, that was good too, but no, it's not what I'm talking about. I didn't want to YouTube that. What the fuck?
Yeah, the God of High School is the only one that I can think of that's similar.
God of High School was good, but yeah, that wasn't what I was. Fuck, what was that other show?
Yeah, it's Kengan Ashura. That's the one that crosses over with Baki.
Yeah, no, it was another one that was gods. Well, it was gods and humans fighting.
I'm not familiar with another like gods and human fighting like anime. Gods and human fighting style. What the fuck? I'm glad you saw that too.
The fuck? Where? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But
yeah, I don't know that kind of style anime that you're talking about.
I think they might have both been Netflix too. What's that sound for?
Because I think you're crazy.
I mean, that's not impossible. I might be crazy, but
there's like the Kaiju number 8 shit, but that's not really gods versus humans.
No, not at all. It was a very similar. It was like tournament style gods and humans fighting.
I don't know anything about that.
Quit fucking me. That's why is there? I mean, there's cartoons, Netflix, top Netflix. In any case, it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of that shit.
Ugh, Vinland Saga. What a disappointing second season. I don't know if they're going to make another Vinland Saga, but I hope it's better than the fucking second season. That shit was so ass. How do you go from a fucking badass fighting Thorfinn to just like pacifist Thorfinn and being the worst fucking character ever?
Yeah.
So many people love that second season. They're like, it's such amazing character development. I'm like, no, it's not. It's fucking terrible.
He became a bitch.
Yeah, like you can't set your anime up as the character's this god of fighting, and then he turns into a giant fucking pussy and be like, yeah, that's fucking character development. No, it's not. That's terrible. It's just like, you mean Record of Ragnarok, right? That's all you mean is Record of Ragnarok. They're like, we don't know what you're talking about right now. Just Record of Ragnarok. I
swear there was something else. What was the other one you mentioned with the gods?
The God of High School?
No, not God of High School.
The Blood of Zeus?
Maybe. No, I don't know. Whatever.
I didn't mention any other gods thing, dude.
I'm high. I've confused myself.
Yeah, you have. There's like solo leveling and shit like that.
Also good, but no, not at all. I'm talking about.
Or the guy that parries everything.
That's another fun one.
Yeah, I don't know what like God human like fucking fighting tournament, like literally the Record of Ragnarok is the only fucking one that I know of.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You're gonna look it up on your phone now of what you've watched to be like, oh, this is totally what it is.
No, I'm just gonna slowly Google through shows similar to Record of Ragnarok.
That's gonna drive you insane until you figure it out.
Yeah. While we continue with the topic.
Fucking asshole. But yeah, so we got none of that. We got all that regurgitated slop. Anime is still pretty good and fresh. And then even on the video game front, with the exception of very few like studios and like select like indie titles, everything on the video game front too is just another Call of Duty, another Madden game, another soccer game. And there's no like creative thought or talent anymore. And it's just like pump out new slop for everybody to watch.
Yeah, like the big announcement at the Xbox event recently was fucking the next Call of Duty Black Ops again already.
Yeah. It's like, that's not a big announcement. What are you talking about? Yeah, like, thanks for that.
Yeah, we knew that was coming again already.
Yeah, so it just feels like culture is dying and circling the drain, which is why I think, again, to tie it back to the AI thing, I think AI is going to take over for developing culture and custom content for people. And things like, even like what we're doing now with like a podcast is going to just go away entirely. You're just going to tell the AI, hey, I want a podcast a la this vein with these people talking, and make it for me right now.
Well, I hope we're popular by then and already established.
But it's going to be like more, I think it's going to be more specialized content where like it'll be for a very small audience group. Like you'll share stuff with your friends that have like similar like views and tastes and things. And then that like you'll have your little like subset of movies and stuff, and other people will make their different subset of movies and things, and maybe certain things go viral and people like want to watch it and want to watch more like AI generated movies that you create, and that would be like, we're going to see directors of movies be replaced with prompt directors. And I think some of the protests that like, you know, the SAG groups did and everything is a little bit warranted, because they're the first ones at risk to be replaced by AI, because they've let themselves become so irrelevant with very bland screenplays, very like recycled content, and no new like brave ideas, because they're so afraid of either losing to the Chinese market or losing like getting protested by certain groups here where they're like, oh, well, you didn't follow this thing enough. And it's like, yeah, but that's like 10% of the population. Like, why are you guys like making stuff that doesn't appeal to your mass audience? It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm here for it. I'm here to see the death of it. But I also think the thing that is accelerating the death of culture and the death of these kind of things is we haven't seen a new video or a music medium in a very long time. And I think we had talked about this the other day. Like, when's the last thing that's come out for video play media besides a DVD? Like right now, if you wanted to get a movie, you get it digitally or you get it on DVD.
Well, yeah.
DVDs came out when we were in high school, dude.
But yeah, but why would there be a new physical form of media? It's no longer necessary.
Yeah, but you could advance the playback and make it better.
For what?
To make it movie quality, like at your home for a smaller digital format.
I mean, that's less video playback versus for like hardware for your. Like, you can download like 8K and IMAX movies now if you've got the hardware.
Yeah, but you don't own them is the problem. We've seen that before. Like PlayStation, Amazon, all these places. If you buy a movie and they lose the rights to it, they're like, it's gone. They're like, what do you mean it's gone? I paid you for it. It's like, well, we stopped paying for it, so you don't get it anymore. Am I getting my money back? No.
Yeah, that's annoying. You should be able to like install it, like the copy of it, like to your.
Even like the new Switch, they don't have physical game copies anymore. If you get a physical game copy, it's just a code to download and activate the game. It's not actually like on the cartridge.
Well, some of them are games on the cartridge, but yeah, some of them are just keys.
And even if we're going, so like maybe
even the ones that are games on the cartridge, you have to download half of it anyway.
Yeah, so even if the new advancement is streaming, right? the thing that we're missing there is better quality streaming. Like faster internet, faster devices to work with the internet. Like even like we know for a fact that Netflix lowers your streaming quality because they sampled people, and people would rather have the thing play than actually be at the quality that they select it. So like even if you select a 4K quality stream, if you can't handle streaming it, rather than buffer you, they'll lower the quality and won't tell you.
Huh.
Yeah. Because they were like, well, we polled you guys, and you said it's more annoying to have a buffering thing.
I would agree.
Yeah, than to have your video like lower in quality. So they don't even do it. They just automatically lower the quality if you start buffering.
Yeah, well, I'm actually okay with that.
No, I get it.
Because I would rather just have it play.
No, I get it, but it's just like I feel like we've stagnated with these things when we stopped advancing the medium for them. Because like a lot of like the advancements that we made was like when we were advancing CGI, we were advancing the things that movies played on, going from tapes to DVDs to HD DVDs. Like, you know.
Yeah, I mean now they're just going to work on the method of recording and the compression for the video files. You know, find a better and better codecs. But I don't know much about that. It might be at sort of the apex of it.
Yeah, but even the CGI is worse. Like you go back and you watch the old Lord of the Rings movies, or you even watch the first Iron Man. Like the CGI was like so much better, where you're just like, okay, it was a mix of real and CGI where it looked real. And before that, it was like fake. And I would argue that the CGI today looks more akin to the CGI in the 80s. It just looks like camp and fake, and you're just like,
because there's fewer practical effects built into it.
Bad. Yeah, but even if there's fewer practical effects, we have so much better computing technology now. We have so much better rendering software. Why does it look so bad and fake?
Yeah, well, I think that that will continue to improve, but I don't know at what pace.
I think it's going to continue to degrade because nobody's making better like programming for it. It all just looks like shit.
No, it's coming.
What's the last greatest CGI movie you've seen?
I don't know about movies, but I'm sure like the technology is going to be available.
Like remember, like when did Avatar first come out? The first like Avatar movie.
That was a long fucking time ago. Avatar.
2002? Is that what that said? 2009?
2009. Yeah, it sounds right. 2009.
Yeah. So the CGI hasn't improved since 2009 because it hasn't gotten better. In fact, I'd argue it's gotten worse since Avatar. And Avatar was supposed to be mind-blowing because you're like, it looks so real. They look so real. It looks like a bad Halo game is what it looks like to me, but, whatever. Because they're like, it's mind-blowing CGI. I'm like, is it? Because it looks like akin to like the Animatrix and shit like that. Remember when they were trying to like make that look like
Animatrix
realistic?
Was great.
Yeah, I know, but like it wasn't like I'm like this doesn't look like I think these things are real. It didn't look like actors in Star Trek in a costume with like actual good makeup on where it looks real. Like I don't know. I think culture's dying, man. I think culture's dying, and I think we're just gonna become an amalgamation of mush, and everything's just gonna be
the graphics
super,
and the CGI will continue to get better.
Yeah, but I think everything's just going to be super specialized where, again, AI takes over and you're just like, make me something that's like this. make me a crossover show between Spider-Man and Batman and Robin is the Nightwing Robin and throw Spider-Gwen in there every once in a while. And then it'll generate it and it'll be awesome. And then you'll be like, I don't like that Batman. Swap out that Batman with this Batman and swap out this Spider-Man with this Spider-Man. And the angle and the lighting's not quite right here. Change it this way. And then you'll generate a perfect show and then other people will follow that show and be like, this is amazing and share it with people. I think that's where it's headed. I think you're just going to generate your own specialized content and people are just going to be like, okay, I like this. Share this guy. This guy's got like awesome talent.
I don't know if I'm happy with that.
Well, I think it'll be like basically the DJ version of making TV shows. DJs more or less just mix other people's music together to like make an awesome new sound, right? and they have a special knack for it. It'll be the same thing with these TV shows and movies. You'll mix other people's content together to make this new like amalgamation of a movie, and it'll be amazing, and people will want to share it and want to see more shit from you because of your style.
Maybe.
Because like DJs aren't making new music for the most part. Some of them do, but most of them are just mixing shit together. You know what I mean?
I was picturing more just like me yelling at my Netflix and having it, you know, like the K-hole you can find yourself in. Doing that when all its content is directly 100% tailored to you would be kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, but it'll learn. So, like, you'll make the first couple of episodes where, like, first episode is basically going to be a pilot episode, and then you tailor it into a mode and a way, and then once it learns, like, okay, this is how you want to do it, then you say, make me another 30 episodes of this show.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or even, like, if the AI gets good enough and your favorite show ends, be like, here's what I think the plot thread's going to be. Make me another 10 episodes of this show continuing on so I can get through waiting till they come out with the next season of it.
I don't know. I think that weird to say, but like that kind of thing, it'd probably be a good idea to be regulated in some sort. Because like that could be a lot of dangerous. I mean, like I'll spend 2 days watching Netflix and forget to piss as it is. You know, if
what are you, Korean?
But if that content is like directly like streamed into your eye holes that way, like that could be like seriously dangerous.
It's no different than what we're all doing now, which is just like mind rotting on the internet, watching stuff, having things in the background all the time.
But it'll be like that to the 10th degree.
Maybe. I don't know. Technology is advancing. And like I've argued before, AI will make it so we don't have to work as much anymore. So like if we're achieving the same amount of productivity in a fraction of the time, and then we fill the rest of that time with mind-numbing shit, who cares?
Yeah.
What does it matter? We're probably, if I had to guess, we're about 10 years away from artificial wombs anyway, where they just start pumping out babies because the population is declining, and they're like the newer generation doesn't want to like have sex and have kids, so we're just gonna make them. And then at that point, it just becomes you do your day to day and self-indulge in whatever habit you have.
Interesting.
We're about to hit Wally World, dude. Give me my floating chair that I can just be like,
Yeah, I guess we're about to get real unhealthy if that happens.
Maybe, who knows, man? Because then you got the Ozempic shit too.
Yeah.
You just sit in that Wally chair and it just injects you with Ozempic all day long, and you're just like, I'm super skinny.
Just ripped
Give
with a
me
six
more
pack.
content.
Get out of the chair.
Yeah, but give me more content. Who knows, man? We're in some weird times, and I think like the internet, and to the next extent of the internet, AI, but mainly the internet. I think the internet is a tool that humanity still hasn't fully wrapped their brain around. You know what I mean? Like it feels like the internet was such an evolution and extension of humanity that the physical manifestation of people are still trying to catch up to that technological leap, because technology kind of grew linearly. Yes, thank you. With humanity over the centuries and the decades, and even to a certain extent, the Industrial Revolution. Like the machinery helped us, but the machinery was still within the full grasp of like human capability and understanding. And now the technology is growing exponentially. It's drifting further and further away from us, and we don't know how to reconcile the biological difference with the technological difference. And I don't think Neuralink is the answer. I don't want the Borg. The Borg is not the way. Don't fucking Borg, people. But I think it's something where now the evolution of humanity also has to hit an exponential path. Or we're just going to stagnate, and because the growth of technology outpaced us, it's just going to be full societal collapse to where the technology comes back down to the level of our humanity. And maybe that's what's happened to some of... Ooh, that's a conspiracy theory thinking about it. Maybe that's what happened to some of our ancient ancestors in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Where we have like, we can't explain how they made these things or did these things. Maybe the same thing happened. They hit a technological exponential growth point, but the physical form couldn't keep up with it. And eventually it just went idiocracy and the whole thing collapsed. And we start back over again. So like we hit that spike of technology, but if we don't hit that spike with the biological, the spike collapses in on itself, and then it just levels back out. And maybe that's what we see time and time again.
That's not a new theory.
Isn't it, though? It's a theory I just came up with right now. Fuck you. It's my theory. The radio star theory.
That's what a lot of people think happened with like the pyramids in Atlantis and all that shit.
Yeah, but like
they
crazy,
became
crazy alien things where they're like, "Oh my god, the aliens came down and told us." I think it's just
It was like I said, that's a pretty popular belief that it was, they had a higher level of tech or understanding of some sort, and it collapsed in on itself.
Yeah, because we're so set in our ways of like electricity is definitely the way that technology explodes upwards, but maybe this is just another reinventing of that exponential technology. Because some people think with like the pyramids and whatnot, it was sound. So maybe the last time we found out a way to like exponentially grow things with sound waves or light waves or shit like that. And then again, it just outpaced us, and people became so disconnected from the technology itself that they stopped maintaining it, and then it all collapsed.
Yep.
Because we're close to that. Well, again, I talked about it a couple episodes. The population decline of Gen Alpha is very alarming. And if if the generation coming up after Alpha doesn't bloom underneath them, we're in trouble. We can do the hiccup of one generation collapsing and the next one underneath blooming. That'll be okay. It'll be a rough couple of years, but you can get through that. But if that doesn't happen, and I don't think it's going to happen because millennials are the ones responsible for Gen Alpha. And millennials aren't really having kids, and Gen X or Gen Z is not interested in sex or relationships for the most part. So, like, if they're not having kids either, like, it's just gonna net down and collapse. Unless we get the ones in our generation not having kids, then get some fucking younger like generation, like millennials with Gen Z having more kids to bloom it. But I don't see it happening. Which also might be why they're pushing the whole Iranian war, because they want another World War III to have another baby boomer boom. But I don't think that's
the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but I don't think that's going to happen, because the generation that went over in World War II responsible for the baby boomers were like already like a very high morally conscious generation. This would be akin to if the Vietnam generation got sent over for a World War III style thing. Not only would they not have kids, I think they'd fucking off themselves in record numbers when they came back. They'd just be like, yeah, fuck this. We're not doing it. We're checking out entirely. So who knows? We'll see where it goes. But culture's dead. Culture's dead. The last great decade for culture was the 90s, maybe the early 2000s. But
makes me want to sing Bo Burnham.
Yeah, and all the Gen Zs and
dead.
All the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas are just copping us from the 90s and 2000s, dude. All that shit's coming back again. Oh, yeah. They're about to bring back Janko jeans, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Got a whole PlayStation in the back of them fucking
Have you seen the video of it's like the dude is like 90s personified. He's got the big ass jeans and he's got like a PlayStation 1.
Yeah, fits it in the Janko jeans.
He's wearing rollerblades with the fucking The Flame button-up shirt. The Oakleys.
Yeah, it's
great.
amazing.
I want to be that guy.
Yeah, and we've firmly hit too the generation that knows nothing about slow internet or non-smartphones. They have no idea that it was a thing, and they have no idea either that you used to have to pay by the minute for like phone calls and shit. Like all of that's gone, and like we're the last like dying breed on that, and the boomers are about to be the end of existing entirely before the internet. And what that was like, and before credit cards were a thing. The boomers were around before credit cards and credit score were a thing. And that's about to all go to the wayside.
One of my coworkers, he's always talking about possibly retiring, but he's never gonna. But he mentioned TV, and he was talking to one of the guys, and he goes, "Yeah, like when the TV used to shut off at night," and I'm like. Well, like you had to like go up and hit it with your hand. He was like, no,
stop
like,
broadcasting.
Yeah, that's what he's like, no, just like stop playing after a certain time. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, it wasn't 24/7. The networks did their thing and then stopped. Your TV would be on and then all of a sudden go to white noise.
Yeah, the broadcasting of reruns wasn't a thing. Like when the station shut down, that was it. Yeah. Yeah, even like the satellite ear TV, like the rabbit ear TV, knowing about that is going away too. Kids don't know anything about that. It's crazy.
I'm waiting for holograms.
We have them already.
Yeah, but like real ones.
What do you mean? You tell me the Tupac hologram wasn't real?
Like I want to be able to pull a disc out of my pocket, put it on the table, and have it like project up Star Wars style. Although I want it to not be like shitty video.
I mean, you can. It's just super expensive. They have that whole hologram technology. It's just nobody's done anything with it because who cares? The progression of that's not going to be holograms. It's going to be AR. Mm-hmm. Like, did you see the? I'm
excited for the stuff coming up in XR and AR in the next couple of years.
Yeah, well, it's already here because did you see the Ray-Ban Meta glasses are $300?
Yeah,
that's just a slightly more expensive pair of Ray-Bans.
Yep,
it's not even that crazy because I think a regular pair of Ray-Bans like $250.
Depends on the Ray-Bans you get, but they can be more than that if you get the nice ones.
Look it up right now.
Yeah.
Google it, Jamie.
But yeah, they're fucking expensive.
Google it, not Jamie.
The Meta Ray-Bans, I don't know if I'm going to get a pair of those ones, mostly because I'm like holding out for like when they finally come out with shit with screens on. Do you want to like really link yourself up with Facebook? And then there's that, yeah.
I'd rather get the Google Glass, to be honest, but... Well, yeah, there's the Meta
Ray-Bans, yeah, 320.
Yeah. Fucking Luxottica. That's why Ray-Bans cost so much.
It's $200, $130.
Yeah, so like $100 more than the normal
like
pair.
$5,000 ones.
Yeah, but that was like fucking 5 karat gold or whatever.
Yeah, I mean they come in.
Yeah, so like range. The Meta ones are like $100 more than like the normal pair of like Ray-Ban sunglasses, which isn't crazy at all. Yeah. Because I think the Google Glass shit was like $2,000 when it came out, right?
Yeah, they're
fucking absurd.
They're going to be making new ones, but I don't know what the price points on them are going to be yet.
Yeah, but it's basically going to be AR, and AR in an inconspicuous way, unlike the fucking stupid Apple shit, where those idiots were like wearing those like Apple glasses on the subway and shit,
not gonna
just
lie,
like this and that.
Samsung's is going to be coming out soon, either later this year, probably fourth quarter, or early next year. The currently project Muhang, I think, something like that.
Wuhan?
No, not Wuhan. Moo something.
Moo Wuhan? Gives you corona when you put them on?
But they look pretty good. I mean, they're going to be much more like the Apple style with like the full VR setup.
I hate that shit so much, dude. Give me the Google Glass like AR.
I'm going to want both. I'm going to want like the Apple style, the new Samsung ones. Like if I'm on a plane,
Like I'm fine with you doing that in your home office. This is when people are doing it out in public.
Yeah, I wouldn't be like walking around like that. That shit's crazy. But yeah, like if I'm like, in my home or home office or something like that, or like I said, if I'm going to be on a 4-hour flight, like I'll strap one of those to my face. That
would be really cool if they link it down the line of like if you're friends with somebody that like if you walk into their like AR sphere, you can see what they're seeing and they can see what you're seeing and you can interact with them.
They are going to be doing that. Yeah. Actually, that's a thing. So that's starting to be a thing. And the Apple is releasing some new stuff similar to that in their new Vision OS shit. However, it's going to be a thing with the Samsung stuff too, where it's going to be one ecosystem, and you can like join your friends and watch the same shit.
Yeah. And tell me why it's just all going to be used for porn.
Yeah, Project Muhan. But yeah, so the Project Muhan is going to be similar to the Apple Vision. But have you seen like the X-Real glasses?
Fuck is Muhan, dude?
I don't fucking know. It means infinity in Korean.
Infinity and beyond. No, I don't know what the X-Real is.
So these are the X-Reals. So these are like the like X-Real has been doing. They're not quite prototype, but they're like.
It's not Elon glasses, are they?
Nah. But they're gonna, like these are basically what people are looking at, to be the start of like the next Google Glass trend. These guys are like pioneering the thin framed like with screens on them. So there's a couple companies doing similar stuff. with these. Like some of them are doing like the see-through OLED screens on the front of them. Some of them are doing like projection onto the screen. These guys have like they look more like VR lenses, but you see through them and they're behind the regular part of like the glasses. So like there's actually like a block back there that you look through for it. But yeah, so it's the same thing. You know, it puts like Apple Vision Pro style. You got your windows and all that in front of you.
Because I'd love for, especially if you could do like the auto tinting thing, I'd love to like driving and have like a HUD on my glasses, like as I'm like driving with my sunglasses, or like, oh, look for this, track this. Like, here's your directions just straight up on the HUD. Instead of having to look at the big monitor there, like I'd rather it just tell me like, hey, take this exit up here, HUD style, baby. Give me that HUD.
So Android XR that's the platform that Google's been developing like for the next generation of XR and AR headsets. And it's going to be, you know, like Android, similar to, you know, like, so all the people who are making their devices make them for this, you know, OS, and then they'll all work together. They'll all work in the same apps. They'll all work, you know, like whatever you hook them to is the idea. And so, yeah, it does HUD to sort of stuff. So people are doing the demos of it where like you hook it up to, like Google Maps, and like it projects the map and the line and shit
like
out
the
in front
road
of you. Yeah.
Like, hey, just guide me this way. Don't tell me.
I think most like it's meant for like walking, not driving right now.
But
you know, or you know, like your text, you know, your phone screen will come up in front of you. You know, other apps and stuff. You can have your desktop up in front of you. That sort of shit. As well as like, and I was gonna say Matrix style, but it's definitely not Matrix style. I don't know, like Minority Report sort of shit. You know, like you have like, you know, when you're walking by, it's going to like give you information for the shit around you.
Crazy.
Yeah.
We're entering the Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. The X Reel, they just came out with the X Reel Pro and a camera that's going to for it. So like currently like there's the X Reels don't have a camera on the front. This is going to stick that port up there, and then it's going to have the 6 degrees of freedom for it.
All I want to know is when's the new Z Fold coming out?
Possibly later this year or next year.
Fuck you, not next year.
It's
coming out fucking next month, I think.
Yeah.
I just want to get a foldable phone, dude. And then figure out what I'm going to do for a case
Z
board.
Fold 7. What's the release date? Have they announced one at all yet? I don't think they have. To be unveiled next month. So we don't. So the release date will probably be fourth quarter.
I need a phone upgrade, dude. And I want one. So good for flights. It'll be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I can have a tablet on the plane finally.
But again, like over that, like for flights, like that's what I'm like the XR glasses. Put one of those, and I got a whole screen in front of me.
Yeah, but then you also look like a fucking crazy person. Yeah, well. Touching the air, like. Careful, man! Don't do that on a Southwest flight. You'll end up fucking taped to the seat. Good luck explaining that. Like, quick, get him with the duct tape. Saw a video the other day of a fucking lady on like a Southwest flight. Some lady was like acting crazy, and then they're like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "No, you instigated that situation 100%." The lady was acting crazy, and then like she's in her seat, like doing something, like recording on the phone, and the other lady like slaps her phone away, and then the crazy lady grabs her by the hair and like won't let go. And I'm like, "You did that to yourself."
Yeah.
Like when people act a fool, just like ignore it, let them run its course. Somebody will sort the situation, but don't involve yourself in the situation. She like got her hair good too. It was like, and they like finally like restrained her, but she still had the girl's like hair, and she is like yanking the shit out of it. And the lady's like, "Oh," I'm like, dude, you slapped her phone.
Win stupid games, or play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah. She wasn't in the right, but you weren't in the right either, you idiot. Don't touch it. Just like let that shit play out. Call the flight attendant. Be like, "Hey, sort this, please."
Did you see the one in a dudes are in the gym, and the fucking prankster YouTube jackass goes up, grabs the guy's hat, and puts it on his own head, and the guy's just like minding business, and he goes, "Give me my hat back. Give me my hat back." He says it twice, and he doesn't go, and he grabs the hat, slaps the motherfucker, and he's like, "Damn! Like for real, dude? Like for real, actually? like what do you expect, mother?" Like he said calmly twice, "Give me my hat."
Yeah. You took his stuff and you took it from roided out guys in the gym. Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
They gave him one hard fucking slap on his face, took his hat back. Like that's the deal.
Yeah, that one always blows my mind with like the prank channel stuff, where like the dudes do that to other dudes. I'm like, you act like you didn't grow up in an environment where you realize that guys will settle things with physical violence.
Oh yeah.
It's like, yeah, you try to de-escalate that situation, but like I think Jordan Peterson said it best. Any conversation between two men, there's always the underlying threat of physical violence there. And it's like, yeah, we live in a society until that gets broken down. It's not hard to get somebody past that point of like, okay, I'm just gonna hit you and we're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, every once in a while, one of those dudes gets beat down and it's great.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. Act like they never had that happen to them in school. Well, I guess probably the problem is a lot of those like prank YouTube channel guys were they're like bullies in school, but they didn't grow to the size that the other kids did. They're like, oh, they're not gonna fuck with me. Dude, 100% will. What are you, stupid? Like the only time you're not gonna get that, like if you went to like the Beverly Hills and went to like a rich section where they're like, oh yeah, I got enough money where I'm not gonna do this because I don't need to get sued. But you go to like fucking Venice Beach, Muscle City. They're going to fucking beat the shit out of you because, like, okay, they're pissed off, they're roided out, and they don't have that much money. So, fuck you.
You better be funnier than you are an asshole.
Yeah, for real. Like, I don't understand. Some of these people, like, how they don't get shot. Like, remember that fucking guy that was doing the zombie prank in the fucking hood? And the guy pulled the gun on him and was like, whoa. It's like, yeah, you fucking idiot.
People are crazy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, zombies aren't real, but some motherfuckers are going to think they are.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be the hood. Do that shit in the deep south. Fucking the video would be a lot shorter down there because they'd probably just shoot you right off the bat. Wouldn't even wait to sort that out. They'd just be like, all right.
What happened, son? Well, officer, he growled at me. Enough said.
Yeah. Yeah, like, fucking, we already know in Florida they don't play. Shoot you graveyard dead. But... all right, we should probably do like a fucking podcast on like the AR XR thing. That'd be very interesting. I'm interested in the future of that shit because again, I think AI is the future, and the first industry it's gonna kill is the fucking Hollywood creative industry, which is why they already had that like protest about that stuff because they know it's coming. Next thing behind that is the bloggers and the news people, not the news hosts. The people writing the news will be replaced by AI that just writes the news.
Yeah, they won't be necessary. It'll scour, to find the facts and then smash it together in an acceptable form.
We're in for some exciting, interesting time. We shall see.
Now you have to figure out if me and Phil are AI. Are we real? Are we just robots?
What is real?
X-real. Glasses. We just talked about them.
What exists outside the universe?
You think, therefore I am.
I think, therefore you are. That's true. Like, I subscribe to the theory that, like, really the universe is generated on an individual consciousness level, and basically everyone that you interact with is just some version of your subconscious interacting back with you, and or a version of the program you're interacting with.
If we're gonna have that conversation, I need something stronger than weed.
Yeah. I'd love to do that. You want to do a podcast about consciousness? That'd be fun. That'd be a real fun one. How do you know that anyone around you is truly conscious? That one's always great. We could do that next time. Talk about a philosophical debate about consciousness and existence, and how do you know you really exist and that other people are actually conscious, and how you even know you yourself are conscious.
I'll need some mushrooms for that shit.
I don't know about all that, but we can get you really fucking high and we'll talk about it. We're really good because that one itches at my brain all the time.
Yeah, it done for me. I'm not philosophical.
Yeah, we're gonna knock on that door. Don't worry. We'll scratch that itch.
It's just gonna be a whole lot of me going, I don't know, I don't care. It's not gonna be a very interesting podcast.
No, it will be. I'm gonna make you unlock fucking Pandora's box and talk about it.
Yeah, it's not how my brain works.
We'll do it. We'll do it for real. But anyway, folks, I think we've ranted enough tonight. Again, culture's dead. And tell me in the comments why the 90s and the 2000s were the best era for culture.
Thanks for listening, folks. Remember, you can find us on Rumble, Spotify, and YouTube.
See ya.
Adios.